All right, y'all. We are in the building. What's up? What's up? How's everybody feeling? Today is the day that we all go out and vote and cast our ballot for the next president of the United States. Things are changing. No matter what happens today, something will change. Something will be different than it was today. Totally different. We're going to have a new president. We're going to know kind of what direction the country is going into. So it's just a wild time. Just make sure y'all pay attention. Just keep everything in mind. Now, I will say this: I want to vote, and it's very, very secure. I don't want to hear none of this cheating stuff. Voting is very secure, and now I hear people already talking about, oh, it's cheating going on here, cheating going on there. No, if voting is anything like it was when I was going to the ballot, it was secure. So you can just act that out. We ain't gonna go there. We ain't gonna do all that this year. Hopefully, whoever loses just concedes and just say, look, I did my best and I lost. So and move on. Let's get this country back to where it needs to be. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So, y'all, I have been talking about this over the last couple of days. Last weekend, I believe, and I go door to door. That's what I do. I go door to door. Door to door can be very lucrative because there's no amount of money. You're not capped off of how much money you can make. So that's why I do door to door. My paychecks are not the same. They go up. Sometimes they go down. If I'm not feeling, they go down. But if I'm feeling good, they go way up. Now I make up for what I don't make that following week. But this is what I'm saying. Every other house that I went to on the East Bluff, it might have been like two, three houses. It was Mexicans. And that got me thinking. I was like, man, because I know I used to live in East Bluff. And we had one, I think I can count maybe one Mexican we had on the block. Now I know it was some other Mexicans uh, back on Arcadia. I think it was Archer. And you could tell they had a lot of money because they had nice cars. Um, so that you could tell like was the beginning of it. No, I had two Mexicans. I had a Mexican that lived like two houses down from me, a Mexican family. And they didn't bother nobody. They didn't say nothing to nobody really. They kept to themselves. Like the dad, the father, you could tell he'd come home late from work. He'd be working all day. You could tell he was doing something, construction, something he was doing. But he came home and they didn't really bother nobody. Now, here's the thing. I remember some weekends where, like, you could tell they had just bought this house. And, like, if they needed major repairs, he would always have a group of Mexicans there with him, helping him do whatever needed to be done to the house. Whatever needed to be done to his house, he didn't go out and buy nobody or hire nobody. He just went and got like some beers, and they fixed that house themselves. You could see it. But when it came to painting their house, him and his wife would go out on Saturdays when he wasn't working, and they painted that whole entire house, bit by bit by bit by bit by bit. I was sitting back thinking that's a lot of money to paint a house, and they saved all that money because they did the job themselves. Him and his wife. Now he didn't have a whole crew. Him and his wife went out there and spent hours painting that house, bringing the value up. And I was like, wow, like I've never seen a couple do that. I was like, that's to me that's kind of extreme. To me, it sounds extreme, like because I know, like if I had a black female and we was dating, and well, she ain't gonna come out and help me. Oh, baby, let's go paint the house today. What? You better go hire somebody. You better go hire somebody to paint the house. I mean, that's like our attitude. Like we don't do those manual, hard labor chores around the house. 9 times out of 10, we're gonna, we're gonna Because some of the stuff we're gonna hire out because some of the stuff we don't know how to do. So we hire it out. But when it comes to them, the Mexicans, they either know somebody who know how to do it or they'll do it themselves. They'll figure that shit out and save thousands and thousands of dollars. One of the biggest things, and I talked about this before. It's like, okay, so you go out of town anywhere, go to Chicago. That's one of the biggest ones. Go to Chicago. In every single restaurant you go to, McDonald's, Taco Bell, any restaurant you go to, you'll see it all filled with all Mexicans. They come to work on time. They work until they can't work no more. They work until the state tell them they can't work. Matter of fact, X that. X that shit. X what I just said. Go to Knoxville, McDonald's. Go to the Heights, McDonald's. All you see is Mexicans working. The whole staff is Mexicans. They have understood that if you just work at a job long enough, you're going to get promotions, your money's going to increase, your money's going to stack. And you can save that money. Even if it's like a little bit of money, you can save that money if it's consistent. If it's consistent money, you're gonna eventually save that money. You're gonna create a wealth, a nest of money. And I think that's like a lot of people. It took me a long time to grasp that concept because if a job was a hiring, they would treat me wrong. I'm like, look, I'm out. I quit, and then I go somewhere and start over because I'm spoiled like that. But when it comes to Mexicans, they will stick it out. They'll do that shit. When tax time comes around, they're not gonna quit their job. They're gonna stick with their job. That's like you go to hotels. Like 5-6 years ago, like I had a lot of black female friends who work at hotels because they knew that it made money. It was a pretty decent job, and they was there. But now, you go to hotels, it's all Mexicans working there. Even in Peoria, Chicago, really Chicago, you ain't gonna find nobody else except for Mexicans working at no hotel. That's it. You go down to breakfast, your breakfast gonna be made by Mexicans. It's Mexicans, period. I don't think we really paying attention. Like they went from, and I'm not being racist. I'm not knocking nobody. They went from like what we would consider like back in the days picking oranges on. Man, we didn't do that. We just picking oranges, selling them on the highway. They went from doing that to understanding that a trade, a skill, is just as good or better than going to college. Because I'm gonna tell you, with them doing what they doing now, and then you add on like these Mexicans, how many Mexicans are working on houses? That's lucrative money, cash flow money. Working out point blank period. That's cash flow money. Working on houses. Roofs is the most expensive thing on a house. Siding is the next most expensive thing on a house. Gutters is the last expensive thing on a house. Those are the three most expensive things on a house. And you got Mexicans working on that. That's why I tell people we are not catching up. We're not gonna catch up to what they're doing. They can make enough money in that roofing season from I would say May, March, May, from that till August. They can make enough money in that little period of time to do where it would take us a year to make. So how can you compete with that? And then once that stops, they're doing something else. They're not gonna sit around. They're not gonna be lazy. They're gonna find something else to do in between that time to make money. You're not gonna be able to catch up with that when it comes to housing, unless you're talking about that's like we will all have to invest in like stocks or some shit like that, or real estate. And what is the one thing that they're using their money to invest in and fix up? Is real estate. We still leasing or renting. A lot of us. It's the togetherness that's allowing them to advance. The togetherness. And some people might be like, oh, well, I got this, I got that, I'm good, I don't need nothing else. I got this. Okay, like, oh, well, you got that, you got this, but guess what? You ain't bringing nobody else with you. And that's the difference. It's a community. That's what we're missing. I ran into a white lady yesterday who she went to she lived in Morton and came and moved back to Peoria around Peoria Heights, and she was like, I went to Peoria High School. So what she did is she went out, got her education, got her money, and brought it right back to the community that she grew up in. Where we will try to move out of town, I'm up, I'm gone, I'm out, and not try to bring our resources back to the community. We bounce. Imagine if all the people who got education, who got smart, who grew up in the South End, came and moved back to the South End. Imagine what that would do to the South End. But we bounce. We go out to Dunlap. We go out to wherever to get away from where we grew up. So now you got schools who are not getting the tax dollars for raising us. They raise it. Okay, so like, I want to think of that school. I want to think of school on South End. Let's say Manual, for instance. I was gonna say that grade school. Let's say Manual on South End. I went to Manual and I graduated from South End. I went to Manual and I graduated from Manual. And I'm making $200,000 a year off the education I got from Manual. But with that money, I'm gone. I'm going to Texas. I'm gone. I'm out. So therefore, I didn't take my money that I made and invested it back into the neighborhood. I'm gone. Where a Mexican, they are starting from ground zero, which is the South End, buying from the South End, building it up because we're gone. We didn't come back and buy 4 or 5 houses on South End, pick them up, and rent them out to our people. We gone. I don't want to have nothing else to do with the South End. The Harrison Homes, peace. Tab Homes, peace. I'm gone. We didn't bring our dollars back to the hood that we was raised in. We'll watch a little clip about this Mexican and what he had to say to black people, specifically to black people. We're gonna hear what he got to say.
For black people. That's right, black people. You know how y'all black people look at us and say, damn, why is Chico driving that badass truck? Why is Amigo having that badass car? You know how that is? We stick together. Us Hispanics, we work together. We help each other out. As a Hispanic, you know what I have seen with black people? You guys are always trying to compete against each other. Who's got the better car? Who's got the better truck? Who's got the better bitch? Always comparing each other's shit. Always trying to fight each other. Always trying to put each other down. You need to work together, like us Hispanics do. That's the difference between Hispanics and black people. That's why a Hispanic starts a business. Most of the time, he's successful because he's not doing it all by himself. He's got help. We work together. Y'all black people need to do that. Stick together, help each other out. Stop the fucking competing. That's not helping. Peace.
So he told us something that he said in a calm ass manner. Now imagine how they talk when they get around each other. Each other. They don't stick together. They ain't helping each other out. They laughing at us like it's a joke. It's funny. It's funny to them. He said in a way that wasn't disrespectful. He was just giving like a matter of fact. But I'm telling you, they see us as a joke the way we do shit. Because even when you have somebody who made it, who making a lot of money, they're not gonna give it back. They're not gonna. I'm gone. I'm ghost. I ain't fucking around. I'm not helping nobody out. I got my money. I'm decent. I'm gone. There's no unity. Even with like this podcast, you barely have people share it. It don't cost you nothing to hit a share button. And okay, he talking about some decent stuff. I watched it. I'm gonna share it because I like it. We're not gonna do that because we afraid that person's gonna be bigger than us. It's like crabs in a barrel type thing. We don't like for somebody to be bigger than, and better than us. If we're not doing it, if we didn't take the effort to do it, then I'm not gonna help nobody else do it. And it's not hurting just you or hurting the person that you're trying to hurt. You're hurting everybody. Everybody's suffering in the end. We don't think like that. We just think of, oh, I'm just getting justification for what I don't want to do, for me not wanting to help, for me not wanting to share this person's business information. We hurting ourselves. We're gonna watch that one more time because he snapped.
Yo, what's good? This video right here, I'm making it for black people. That's right, black people. You know how y'all black people look at us and say, damn, why is Chico driving that badass truck? Why is Amigo having that badass car? You know how that is? We stick together. Us Hispanics, we work together. We help each other out. As a Hispanic, you know what I have seen with black people? You guys are always trying to compete against each other. Who's got the better car? Who's got the better truck? Who's got the better bitch? Always comparing each other's shit. Always trying to fight each other. Always trying to put each other down. You need to work together, like us Hispanics do. That's the difference between Hispanics and black people. That's why a Hispanic starts a business. Most of the time, he's successful because he's not doing it all by himself. He's got help. We work together. Y'all black people need to do that. Stick together, help each other out. Stop the fucking competing. That's not helping. Peace.
Now let that sink in. Y'all leave your comments. Make sure y'all sharing this. Make sure y'all, if you have questions, make sure y'all ask questions. Let's talk about this. I'm out.